From staying connected through learning to connecting through creativity, our final story tonight takes us into the heart of Charlotte's vibrant art scene. There are more than 800 arts, culture, and humanities organizations here, from major performing arts centers to museums to small grassroots cultural groups. It's a rich creative landscape, but it also means a lot of competition for attention. So how does one organization cut through the noise and truly stand out? Carolina Impact's Jason Terzes introduces us to a group that found a way to do just that.
Well, for any creator, the goal is to get noticed. Likes on Facebook posts, hearts on Instagram, subscribers on YouTube. For traditional artists, that notoriety can come in the form of industry buzz and ultimately sales. But for one Charlotte arts organization, the main goal for many is to make it to the crossroads of the world.
For an artist, it just might be the pinnacle.
I can't even explain to you how it feels to see your work like that.
Seeing your artwork, not on a wall, but in the middle of New York City's famed Times Square.
And when I got off the train, I literally could see it. The Billboard is on 44th. But as I walked up the street, I could see it.
For Kamisha McDaniel, it was the thrill of a lifetime.
And you see your work, it was just like, there it is, there it is. I was so dramatic.
So dramatic, Kamisha felt the urge to dance, and so she did.
That's like a dream come true, like to have your work on a big screen like that.
Andrea Brinkley also experiencing the thrill of Times Square, seeing her colorful flower up in lights.
When you see your art that big, it's quite moving. Yeah.
Exposure to vast audiences on big stages is a large part of what ArtPop Charlotte offers.
Yeah, I think the most unique thing is definitely our billboards. You know, that local artists are featured on billboards. Even if they're from Charlotte, they're featured on billboards all over the country.
So it only makes sense, I suppose, that the woman responsible for all of it used to work in billboard advertising sales.
So I worked in the billboard industry for about 20 years.
While that sales job paid the bills, Wendy Hickey's passion has always been in the world of art.
I was in the business of building brands like Budweiser, Coca-Cola, attorneys, car dealerships, those types of things, right? And I thought someday that I'm going to help local artists, and that's how the idea was born.
She was like, I think I want to do this full time, and I was like, I think you should do this full time. And I was like, I think I want to be an artist full time, and she was like, I think you should do it full time.
The very first day that I moved to Charlotte, I went to the Arts and Science Council and to my employer, Adams Outdoor, and asked, could we start ArtPop in this community?
Wendy's idea? When billboards aren't being used by paid advertisers, have ArtPop artists showcase their works for free.
So you can go to Times Square, you can go to Korea, you can go to LA, you can go to San Francisco, and you'll see local Charlotte artists on billboards all over the country, sometimes all over the world.
I see the ArtPop billboards whenever you drive down the streets. I know quite a few artists that have actually been ArtPop artists, and they've talked about how it's changed their careers as artists and taken them from being unknown to literally being on a billboard in Times Square.
So the billboards is like, that's another level of marketing for artists in the Charlotte community.
And in the world of art, there's no exposure quite like free exposure.
My first billboard was on Independence Boulevard for 4 months. Then somebody wanted to rent that space, so then it moved to I-77. And then it moved to Brookshire Freeway, and then finally it moved to I-85. So I had some lovely locations, and it was really fun to go and see it.
It is true, honest exposure, right? The millions of people that pass by your billboards on the streets and get to see your name and look you up that I would have never had access to before is really impactful.
And when it's time for those billboards to be leased again, ArtPop then partners with local designers to creatively repurpose billboard materials, transforming it into fashion. Over the years, preventing an estimated 13,000 square feet of vinyl from reaching landfills.
We have an entire project management program where we connect local artists to paid opportunities. We have an entire upcycling program where we upcycle our billboards that have retired and the new artists go up. Every year in September we do a fashion show, and all of the fashion is made out of our billboards.
Another thing that makes ArtPop unique is the way in which they work with the artists themselves. Each year a new group is selected to be part of that year's cohort.
It'll be 24 artists. It'll be 19 adults and 5 high school seniors. And historically, we've always been 19 adults and 1 high school senior. So a wonderful donor has made it possible for us to extend the program to 5 seniors this year, and they'll also receive scholarships.
So I was part of the cohort of 2025. I was ArtPop 2025, and my billboard was all over Charlotte, and including Times Square.
ArtPop is now hosting an exhibit in conjunction with Connect Labs Wexford in the Innovation District, with more than 30 pieces currently on display.
There are artists of all disciplines, all ages, because we serve artists who are high school seniors all the way up to senior citizen artists. So you're going to see a little bit of everything here. And this exhibit will be up for about 2 months.
I think it's incredible. The work is incredible. I love seeing it in a space like this that you don't normally see art in. So it's a beautiful experience for the people that work here, but also to be able to have a reception for them here. I just thought it was really nice.
Kamisha McDowell, the one who was dancing in Times Square, is back with another unique piece.
With everything that's going on in the world, I want to touch people in a different aspect of like that. I want to gear more towards the happiness.
And who knows, maybe Kamisha's latest piece will wind up in Times Square, just like her last one.
How incredible to see your work in Times Square. How does ArtPop make that happen?
Well, combination of things, and beginning with those Billboard partners, which are a huge help. They also have individual donors, family foundations, and corporate sponsors. ArtPop was also recognized by the National Endowment for the Arts, receiving a $40,000 grant specifically for their class of 2026, and they're actually taking applications for that class now. And all their events, like the one happening now at Connect Labs by Wexford, free and open to the public. So they just want to get the community out, come see what the artists are creating, and those billboards, my goodness, what a huge thing for them.
I mean, I love seeing them just all over our region,
Yeah.
let alone being in Times Square.
Absolutely.
Another great story. Thank you for sharing.